Okay, so the video of the day. What do we want to talk about? So, what came to my mind? I have a friend, right? And she was just like pouring out to me, letting me know that like she's leaving her boyfriend because he cheated on her. And it's not what he did, but who he did it with. So in the Western world, obviously, like it's good when people have hobbies. This for me is a hobby. I like to talk. I also like to write stories like you guys read on my Medium, and you guys always leave really nice comments, so thank you for that. But when people don't have hobbies, idle, what is the saying? Idle hands are the devil's workshop. So her boyfriend, what's happening? Just goes to work and then, like does whatever, probably scrolls on his phone and yada yada yada. Ended up cheating on her with somebody that doesn't look half as good as her or anything. She's black and he cheated on her with a white girl. A white girl that really doesn't even, well, based on what she said she doesn't even look half as good as her, yada yada yada. And she finds it disrespectful. And I can understand that. The racism thing that they psychologically put us through is like, it's kind of like I would feel weird too, like if my boyfriend cheated on me with somebody that doesn't like look as good like me. You know what I mean? Like it really is very disrespectful. And then for you to not have like a reasonable explanation for it, talking about like you went out, you got taken advantage of. I've personally met this person. Where did I meet this guy? And this guy was married. I don't date married guys. Never have, never will. Never have, never will. But I can't remember where I met this person. Right now he's blocked, and I'll tell you why I blocked him. So we used to talk, and he lived far from where I live. And then I remember, like, I'm an easy person to talk to. I only have brothers, so I actually really do like male company. Two of my friends that I like to hang out with the most are guys. I don't know if they have girlfriends or not because I don't really ask about that. When I'm hanging out with guys, that I'm not thinking about hanky panky. Like they might be, but I'm not because I'm just so accustomed from growing up with like my father figure, my brothers, my grandfather, my uncles. So I'm very comfortable, is what I'm trying to say, around guys. Anyways, long story short, this guy, we used to text, and he's new. He was Nigerian. He's new to the country, and he was talking to me about like white women and what. And then he was asking me advice after saying that he's married via text. I don't have a problem talking to anyone, but if you go overboard, you'll get blocked. I'm a Sagittarius. Like I'll block you so easily and not even give a fuck. It's a natural thing for me. So he was just asking me questions about like white women and stuff, telling me that he's been texting white women on apps and stuff, and asking me about them because he wants to cheat on his wife with a white woman. I put him in his place real quick. I told him a lot. Like I brought up history and all kinds of stuff. And then like I basically I said, if you cheat on your wife with a white woman, I hope she gets pregnant and has triplets for you and makes your life a living hell. Like I literally told him that, and then I blocked him. And then he started saying, "Oh, you're such a bitch, blah blah blah." Like I give a fuck. Why are you asking me about how to cheat on your wife with a white woman? And thinking that I'm not gonna curse you out for your wife. Like I don't care. Like I'll curse you out for her. Anyways, so that's what happened. And then my friend, going back to the story, told me that like that was the case. Long story short, guys, like personally speaking, I've once dated a guy who he had a really big penis. Okay, we're adults, we could talk about penis. So it was like really big. I'm very career focused. So I like to learn, like I don't like being bored. If I'm ever bored, I'm sleeping. Okay, I like to sleep, and if I'm not sleeping, I'm always doing something. And the least thing on my mind is sex. You know what I mean? Some guys, like as soon as they see a woman, they sexualize her. They start thinking about how can I bend her over backwards and put my dick in her mouth, blah blah blah. I don't know how men think. I'm not a man. Okay, so I'm not even gonna like go there. But like I know from talking to them, sometimes like once they see certain things, they start, especially like I said, if you don't have hobbies and like you're constantly jerking off and like watching porn and stuff like that, like that's just gonna be who you are. And women need to learn that, like when you're dating a guy, you need to like find out what does he do in his spare time. Does he have hobbies? Does he like to paint, draw, read, write? Like what does he do in his spare time? Is he career focused? You know, like what is his life about? And if you meet a guy, like when I meet guys, like I start talking to them about stuff. I once dated a guy, and then like I was much younger then, he became like a boyfriend because I enjoyed we're gonna get to that part. But then, like in the beginning, when I would ask him, he'd be like, "Oh, like I used to this, that. I never fucked to this girl before." So he basically fucks girls because he's never fucked one of this person before, and I'm all for it. I'm never gonna condemn a person for being who they are and liking to do what they want to do. The problem is when women, you know he's a dog, and then you go in there thinking he's gonna change for you. No, he's not going to. I don't know. Most of the time they don't. I don't really know. People change when they want to change, okay? So yeah, back to the hanky panky stuff. Like if you have a boyfriend, like I said, he doesn't have hobbies, he has a big penis, it's nice and big and thick. For one, as a woman, like unless you're just like him, where like you just go to work and you come home and you watch TV and blah blah blah, and you don't really do anything else in your spare time, you guys are gonna be the ones doing this all the time. And then maybe he'll get tired of you and want to do it with someone else because maybe you're dating a Nigerian. You know what I mean? Like, I don't really know what to tell you. I think it just really, it's hurtful when guys cheat on you with women that don't even look half as good as you. It's like a totally different race, totally different person. To me, it kind of makes sense because, like, it's like you're trying to, you already know what one thing is like, you want to try another. But if you're gonna do it, like if he did it with like a girl from Egypt or Tanzania or, you know, foreign babe, South Africa, like because every black girl, like we're all so diverse. But he didn't. He cheated on her with a fat white girl. That's the highest. That's disrespectful, and I totally support her in whatever decision she makes because if my boyfriend, if I have a boyfriend and he cheats on me, and he cheats on me with a fine babe, no one wants that to happen. I don't even know why people say like cheating and blah blah blah. Like it just, I don't really like talking about it. But if he dates, like even me, I admire women. So like if I see a woman and her ass is fat, like I'm like, yeah, do you get me? But when you do it with somebody, the long story short, when you cheat on someone with someone that, like if you're cheating on your girl with like a foreign hot babe with a lot of money and bringing money home for us to spend, never gonna say that's a good thing because nobody wants that. A lot of guys, there are a lot of men out here that would never cheat on their girlfriends because of how they grew up, the way they think. It really depends. Like everything matters, but just don't do it. If you're gonna do it, make sure it's worth it. That's all I'm gonna say. Like make sure it makes sense, and the look, it has to make sense physically. Okay,